Coach Lenka here with Lenka. In today's episode, we are going to talk about believing in ourselves. So, what I want to share with you first is a story, and that story started back in the 80s in the Czech Republic when I was born. I was born into a family of a teacher and an electrical engineer. So my dad was the engineer, my mom was a teacher, elementary school teacher, and she was very strict. They both were very strict in a way they were raising us. I have a younger sister, and that was just a norm. That was how children were being raised in the Czech Republic at that time. So I am not alone, but it was kind of strange because we were all raised in a way that if you had some sort of success or if you had some sort of great achievement, your parents would talk you not out of it, but like they were like talking it down. They were like diminishing the results or the success that you achieved. And the idea behind it was so that you stand on the ground with your both feet. Like they didn't want us to be full of ourselves. They just wanted us to be very humble and just not self-centered, but just people-oriented and giving and humble. And that was the mentality. So being raised in that environment, I didn't think much of it. Like I just grew up that way, and so anytime later in my life, hi Patricia, anytime later in my life, I would be like going to school and having straight A's and like great like award-winning achievements and stuff, and I would not even give myself a pat on the back or like celebrate it in any way, because I just thought like, okay, great, well, that's another mark on, my chart of achievements, and just like, that's what I do. And I didn't really recognize myself for that or acknowledge myself for that, and neither did anyone else. And that, so what I created for myself was this like limiting belief system that I am just average, I am not special, I do not deserve big dreams or achieve big goals, or I just go through life or like get recognized for anything, or like ask for a raise at work. Like that would never cross my mind. Like that was not something I would do. Like that all came from that way I was raised. And there are many people who are going through life. Maybe you were not raised in Europe in 70s and 80s and 90s. Maybe you were raised here in the United States, or maybe you are from Asia or wherever in the world. But maybe you were raised with some sort of limiting beliefs that others put on you, and then you accept it as your own belief system. And then you see it in life as you go through life. Then you start wondering, like, there are certain patterns you start seeing, right? And Jessica's here, hi. You start seeing patterns. So for me, it started to show up in my relationships with men, like my romantic relationships. And that was like, one didn't work, and the next didn't work, and the following one didn't work. And these were all like long-term relationships, committed ones, but there was the same pattern through it all. And so I started thinking, like, I got to my 30s and I started thinking, like, what is wrong with me? Like really, like what is wrong with me? Something must be wrong with me if I can't keep normal relationship. Like it always ends. Why? And same with the jobs. Like I would have this pattern of jobs that I would like accept the job, do my best, like be the best performer in the company. Or when I used to teach elementary school, I would be like the best teacher, kids would love me. But there was never a race associated to that level of like that energy that I put in, and the effort that I put in, and the excellence that I put in. So that really caught up with me. I started noticing that like in my late 30s, early 40s, like recently. And when I started my businesses, I really started working on myself. And that's when I discovered it's me. It's my limiting beliefs. It's my thoughts that are stopping me from living the life that I want. And then a friend came into my life and she said, well, I challenge you to write a book. And I was like, you know what? She's like, no, your story is amazing. You have so much to share with people. You need to write a book. And I doubted myself again. Like the same thoughts came through, like, who am I to write a book? Nobody will ever listen to me. I have nothing to say. My English is not good enough, right? And all these limiting beliefs. And then I was like, no, enough. If I don't stop it now, if I don't do anything about it right now, then when? Like, do I want to live my whole life, like a small life? No, like I always knew there is something more for me, so I wanted to see what that more looked like, and I wanted that life, so I decided to go for it. And surprisingly, I did, you guys know my story about the book writing. I did write that book in 9 weeks, and we did go into publishing in like 6 months. The book was out, and like a few months later it was in print, and it was just like a magical experience for me. And I felt so proud when that book came out, and I was so proud of myself. Now I was like best-selling author, right? It became #1 bestseller too, and I was like, wow. And then I started remembering, this is not the first time I'm feeling this way. I was like, when I first came to the United States, I put on a lot of weight. I put on like a lot of weight. Like I went from size, I was like 6'8", I went to size 16, so it was a lot of weight. And my dad came to visit, and he was like, you need to lose weight. And I'm like, okay. He's like, you need to lose weight. I'm like, okay. So when he left, I got on it, and I lost weight. I lost a lot of weight. I went down, I hired a coach, nutrition coach, and I went back down to size 4, size 6. I got fit. So that was the first time I had that experience with that. Like it feels, you guys, if you never felt it, it feels like you are a superwoman. It feels like I can do anything. Like if I did this, if I achieved this, I can do anything right now. I can manage everything. And so you realize that it's actually in your head the whole time. Everything happens in your head. So why not change that thinking? Why not change that way we think of ourselves? So my invitation for you today is, if you're watching live, like you are, girls, please drop in the box below in the comments, drop your dream. What do you really want to achieve in your lifetime? What is your biggest dream? Like imagine, like at the end of your life, maybe you're reflecting on your life. What would really make it all worth? Like what is that thing that you really want? When you ask people this question, what do you want? Many times, like 90% of people have no idea. It's such a hard question for people to answer. It's like you ask them, what do you want? They're like, what do I want? Well, and then they start naming like material stuff. Like I want that car, I want a house, I want da-da-da. But what do you really want for yourself, so that you feel like this lifetime was really worth living? So think about it, or drop it down in the comment box if you want to share with us. And I invite you, like once you know, or you have somewhat an idea, like some sort of like knowing of what it might be, hire a coach. Like I now work, so I had a weight loss coach, I had a book writing coach, right? I have now a coach for business, to grow my business around my job. So I had to hire a coach for that. And working with someone who knows what you are going through, because they've done it, they've been through it, is really, really helpful. So I highly recommend hire a coach. And I just want to be generous with you guys. So I might or might not be the right person for you, but I would love to help you discover what it is for you. Like, let me help you. Let's do the discovery call. Like, I'll do it for free. You can book 30 minutes. We'll chat on the phone. We'll go through a couple of questions back and forth. You can ask me whatever you want, and I'll ask you a couple of questions. I'll help you discover what that thing might be. And then we'll go into like how you could possibly achieve that thing, okay? And how you could change that thinking so that it supports you getting to your dream, to your goal, to your dream life. So yeah, I'll drop the link to my calendar below if you want to book some, conversation time with me. It's totally cool. Like I said, I want to be generous today, so I'll not charge you anything for that. It's gonna be a free time, and we'll just get to know each other better, and we just get to chat. Have a good evening. I'm super excited to see your dreams and hear about them and see what you guys are up to, and just know that you can. You absolutely can. With the right guidance, you absolutely can do anything and have everything you want in your life. So I believe in you. Believe in you too. Have a good one.